Hello and welcome to another Wraggys Taproom. Bit of a shortly announced one. I meant to do it a few days ago, but I forgot. And then today, I've been busy out. God, oh shit, I forgot to do it. So this week, I'm doing a Wraggys Taproom, as it were, on Monday, Thursday for St. Patrick's Day instead of a Wednesday, and Sunday it's actually going to be Liverpool versus Forest versus Liverpool watch along, but also a bit of a Wraggys Taproom / beer thing. So two birds, one stone. Good evening, Benjamin and Thomas. And yeah, so tonight I had a jump on a couple of lagers. It's been a beautiful day in Nottingham. The weather. I've been setting up the outdoor stuff like the gazebo and the two decking areas and the hot tub room. It's all looking really good as well. It's nice to see a bit of spring. Good evening, Val. And so yeah, what in my process of getting rid of beers, stuff I've already reviewed, I don't need to review again. So they're perfect. Game is 6 o'clock on Sunday. So I'll be setting up about 10 to 6 if I'm home for then, because we've got a baby's party. My grandson's first birthday on Sunday, funnily enough. So yeah, little fella, 1 year old, 1 year already. Where does it go? Just been watching the news and it made me chuckle. Some squatters have squatted in one of the oligarchs' mansions in Belgravia in London, and they've said they took it for the Ukraine, and that's kind of funny. And good evening, Liam and Kevin. And bloody hell, it's funny. It makes you chuckle, doesn't it? Good to see some. It's good to see some stuff that's a bit light in the news. So I'm going to crack open the old Tiger. I've got Baltica afterwards as well. But I won't say where that's from. But it's lager, it's going down. Good evening, Scott. How are you, matey? Oh, is it this week your wedding then? So, oh, nice to see spring arriving. Bit chilly at night, but you expect that this time of the year. But beautiful spring day today. Flowers are out. Garden's starting to look something. I've got a lot of gardening to do, man. But having these days off, it's great. It's great to get back into things. I've had so many projects this winter, and I'm catching up with them at some pace now. And the next one's the house. I've got to decorate the rest of the house. So, good fun. And I'm the chief decorator, so I'm the one who does all the painting. So, wife's the wallpaper. I'm the painter. Londonderry on Saturday for a big beer run. Oh, to Tesco's and all them. I need to take my car over to Londonderry. It's you go there with 200 quid. You're coming back with a hell of a bootload, and none of this stuff anybody else has reviewed, and I wouldn't have bought at least, unless you get to certain places. It has been a partly cooler winter, but been cold enough for me, man. A grain mill. Ooh. So what does that mean then, with a grain mill? Obviously, I've seen the grain when I went to Lincoln Green, and we put it into the. I can't remember. I remember the day. It was a brilliant day, but I can't remember the every single bloody process. Good evening, Adam. Mashing potatoes. The smash video. Oh, do you know, Tiger World Lager, still one of the best lagers out there. I'm glad they class it as a world lager. I can remember when it came to Sainsbury's. It's stunning. We always hoped that someone had put the foot through a box, or there was a box broken so we could get the beers for like 50 pence a bottle. and it happened a couple of times, obviously. There was always boxes getting broken. These things happen, but what a cracking lager! And like I say, with the weather, you get into that time now. So I've now set the October up. I'm waiting for probably the weekend and getting it in there at the weekend. Nothing better than sitting in some bloody boiling hot water with chlorine in. Yeah, gives you a good wash. better than bloody on purpose. No, never did on purpose. Never drunk tiger outside of a curry house. Don't think I've ever drank tiger in a curry house. I think I've only been into one or two curry houses though. And I remember the last time I went into a curry house. They're drinking away, drinking wine, and I was really loud. And then all of a sudden, when you hit that moment, and you think, oh shit, I need to go to the toilet. I'm feeling really poor. Went to the toilet, sat on the seat, obviously, and boffed into the urinal and blocked the urinal. And yeah, I left shortly afterwards. And the wife was not amused at all with me. And yeah, never been back since. Partly I'm banned. Wow, matey, that Imperial Stout, let me tell you, the fudge brownie was absolutely amazing. I drank the old chuffing bottle. Yeah. I fell asleep very quickly last night. But it worked out absolutely amazing. Chang. I've had Chang before. I'm not. Oh, yeah. Tang Sao. Right. Oh, what you call it. No, spewed into an urinal. Yeah, blocked the urinal up with spew. Yeah, I think it was all right. But there you go. Yeah. Hope no one's eating. But yeah, the fudge brownie Imperial. Oh my god. So, like I said last night on that beer review, obviously I brewed the Love Brewing. Good evening, Jack. I brewed the Love Brewing Imperial Stout. That turned out amazing anyway. Took a lot longer to brew because I was messing about and I wasn't overly fussed about bringing it on. Yeah, no, but it was a white wine. And when we put the chopped brownie in, and when I first put it, I thought, oh, this might be a bit too strong. But last night it was amazing. I'm already looking at the other essences that they sell. Now, this is the same essence, Liam, that they Fire Rock Brewing used with Bang the Elephant. So if you've tasted the Bang the Elephant collab, the Rocky Road, you'll know damn sure how good it tastes. And obviously mine's a home brew, but the Love Brewing's kit is absolutely staggeringly good anyway, which is a brewery down near Scotland. But that chopped brownie made an amazing beer. Good evening, Miles. How are we? Yeah, it made an amazing beer, and I can't wait to sample the rest. Although I've got to be careful on the nights I do it because they is all going to be blooming strong. San Miguel tonight. Hey, I've got a bloody keg of that sitting in my shed, in my beer tub room. I need to get it drained and see if it's any good still. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's Foster's. See, you pay a bit for the postage and packaging, but if you buy more than one, so that worked out to about 11.5%. The Imperial last night. Can you session on San Miguel? Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, very, very easy. Yeah. When I've been to Spain, I've drank one after the other. And by the end of the night, I forgot how many I've had. A lot. But it's funny when you're in the sun, in somewhere hot, you drink a beer, and all it does is just refresh you. You don't really get drunk on it. I never seem to get drunk when I'm poor. Last time we went to Salou, I was having Estrella, same strength, about 5. Well, the stuff over there is over 5%. See, I wouldn't drink these days. I don't drink multiples of any, to be honest, because you never doing beer reviews. I never get a chance to. I do a beer review, and that's really my beer consumption. I might have a sneaky off or something later, but I don't really drink. I'll never buy crates now of anything. Yeah, the essence, mate. You won't need a lot. You won't need a lot of it. But if you was gonna, now the way to do it is if you're gonna do an imperial stout brew and then chuck the old flipping bottle in after you've brewed it on the secondary fermentation, just before it goes into the bottle, then yes, that's the time. Not really. No, my alcohol consumption nosedive. Still drink more than you probably should do. You know, if you look at these bloody warnings on the bottle. But yeah, my alcohol consumption nosedive compared to what I have the odd glitch, you know. Bloody spirits is my problem, you know. One leads to another. And then you get a sleeper, fall asleep to it, then get a bollocking. Wake up next morning feeling guilty because yeah. So 10, but no, for actual consumption, I don't really. Beer is hitting me harder these days. I think that's because, yeah. Good evening, Thomas. As for that, Liam, I'm looking at all the other flavours they do, because if they do a plum or even a banoffee pie, oh, that does sound good. What's the worst hangover? I know that one straight away. So with One Britain in Blue, which is for gardeners, it means you're the best in Britain, Nottingham City Council. But mainly it was the people on the Arboretum and Castle and the Wallerton Park. I was at the Arboretum, but we did the Castle as well. And yeah, we got invited to Nottingham's Council House, and there's a free bar. You walk in, free bar, hour and a half, free bar. You can drink a lot of beer in an hour and a half, you know. And we had the drank the beer, got the award, went over to the Bell Inn. I probably said this to you about 3 days ago, and I was spewing on the toilet downstairs. Went home, and I was ill for 2.5 days afterwards. Hey, it's free, and it was the council as well. I pay enough. Yeah, I think they will, Liam. Oh, you know, and good evening, Mark. Uh, I think there'll be a lot more flavours. I looked at the Roy, the one. There's another one, Dr. Roy or something along them lines. Essences. They do a shed load of essences. Oh, they're pricey. Yeah, they are pricey. Super strength. So I suppose you've got to weigh up the prices. And is broadside a good pint? What do you think? Decent. Best hangover cure. It's supposed to be having another beer, isn't it? I don't know. I've never been able to I've never been able to get over bloody hangovers really quick. I get the double whammy with hangovers. Not only do I get the awfulness of the bad head and all that, then I get the anxiety side where I feel bad because I've got an hangover. You know, it's like getting a kick in the bollocks twice, and that is my Achilles heel. I just yeah, I feel bad because of that. Then the wife will give me some grief for being overly drunk as well, and you know, I'm getting it on both sides. So, or even three sides really, because I'm getting it from the beer, I'm getting it from anxiety, and then get it from the wife. Yeah, stay drunk. How do you work out the strength? The hydrometer. Yeah. So you put the hydrometer in, plenty of water and plenty of eggs. You get the beer fair too. Yeah. Yeah. So when you're brewing at the start, you'll chuck your hydrometer in. And I can't show you my hydrometer's in there. I can't get it out because I need to wash the bottle out first. But the hydrometer, you can just see it. And you put it in at the start. You take the measurement at the start when you chuck it in, a bit like a thermometer. And then at the end, you drop it in, and then you go online and get one of these device. Go online and get these calculators that calculate it for you, and that's how you know. The only downer with that, I like Kingfisher as well, mate. The only downer with that is that on some of my imperial stouts on the floor, I've added spirits as well. That really knackers up the calculations because you've basically got 950 mils in a litre, 950 mils of 11.5, 50 mils, or even, no, or yeah, we'll go on 50 mils of 40%. Now you try and add that together, probably about 14%. It's difficult. Yeah, I do try and drink before bed, but often I just want to get my head down and that's it. Can you check the volume after you've made it? I suppose you can. I suppose you can just chuck it in, see how it goes. I mean, as long as it gets down to an ABV where, and then you taste it and you're not tasting bloody sugar. That's the last thing you want. Best thing then to do is give it a good fucking swirl. Give it a good swirl and get it going again. As for Tiger, decent. Yeah, I've never had it with a curry. And the funny thing is as well, I've never had a Chinese with it. I've never had a Chinese and had a Chinese beer with it. Go to our local Chinese restaurants and it's Guinness or John Smith's or Carling or something. Yeah, you'd think they'd have their own beers on draft, wouldn't you? You'd think you'd have in a Chinese restaurant, you'd have a Chinese on draft. Yeah, as long as I'm not bothered, overly bothered. Some of the knockoff beers are all right. Yeah, some of the knockoff beers are decent. It's just bloody the likes of, well, certainly the likes of Twice as Nice. I mean, that bloody awful that was. Not sure if they still sell it. Yeah, and if you didn't mess about with like Bramwell was saying, if you didn't mess about with the ABV at the start, put more sugar in, then it should be easy to should be easy to find out. If it is a kit and you've got it should tell you what the starting gravity is sometimes on some of these. Maybe, but I haven't even got the fire on in here tonight. It's absolutely lovely and warm. Beer special Mazda 20 Stumpies. The good old days, Asda used to sell bottles, single bottle, but these days they don't. Pretend craft beers, yeah. I've been out today and bought that from Own Bargains. Look, there you go. And it looks like an Easter egg chocolate stout thing. Creamy chocolate vanilla flavour stout. And I may review it tomorrow, but I'm not thinking it's going to be decent. Good evening, Mr. Bolton. Starting gravity is usually 3.8%. Ah. So have you got an hydrometer? Because your gravity would be anything, it'd be about 1050, I would have thought. Something along them lines. Good evening, Matt. Very well, thank you. Lovely day today. Can't fault the weather, can we? It's on the front, it sounds great, but a beer in each hand. Yeah, cracking summer's day. Oh yeah, hydrometers broke. Ooh. Yeah, I've gone for a few hydrometers over the years. Yeah. In fact, for years I did own brew and never even bothered with a bloody hydrometer. I just did the taste on what I thought it tasted like. Do you know? I think that's the truth. I think the label costs more than the can. Let's hope the beers. Let's hope they've learnt lessons. You know, if you're a brewer, surely you're thinking to yourself, I want people to rate this beer. And 11.6%. That sounds amazing, matey. That does sound amazing. Yeah, twice as nice. You can't fault anybody who doesn't know their beers though. You know, twice as nice sounds all right, doesn't it? And this is where the likes of Audi have got you. You know, cherry lager sounds absolutely amazing, and that was Williams Brothers Brewing. They don't usually make crap beer, to be fair. And again, that was a bit woeful and all. And then there's a few more from Audi. I can't remember the names of, but yeah, some proper dodgy crap beers. Good evening, Killer Scratch. Killer Scratch. Krabby's Raspberry. Love Krabby's. Keep petitioning them to bring Krabby's Black back out. Krabby's Black was an oak matured version of their ginger beer, and it was 6.5% if memory serves me correctly. And stunning ginger beer, absolutely stunning. Got to be careful. Yeah, that's why I'm not drinking any of them imperial stouts till next week. Yeah, ginger beer is amazing, you know, as a summer drink and dead easy to brew as well. Simply ginger beer is one of the best kits you'll ever put, you know, you'll ever buy. Boil some ginger root, add it to the brew at the start with the ginger root in, and you know, one pack of ginger root. Put the boil on, add it to the brew, put the yeast on. Oh, bish bash bosh, brilliant. Yeah, we all have like I say, Mark. We all have styles that we like, and a good person in retail knows what person will appreciate. Like if you like a certain wines in that sort of range as well. The micro brew mango review, yeah. Hey, and I've just bought this one from Own Bargains, and I'm going to be reviewing it. And God help me, creamy chocolate. That mango was disgusting. Oh well, done something to it. Give most bottles away for what? The plum porter? Jesus, no. I'd age it, see what it comes out like. Because obviously, if it's 11%, it praying for me. Yeah, yeah. Mm. The Vault City Mango beer is just another level. Upping out. It is stunning. To say that's only £3.50 in a supermarket is amazing. It's thick, really thick, honestly, full on mango, and it's just absolutely stunning. Vault City, God, bloody hell. You've got to salute them as kings of sours. But I tell you what, Neon Raptor around the corner from me, well, down the road, a couple of miles, they also make an amazing sours. I've had a few of theirs. Pack and spice rum. Yeah, lovely. I'd buy the mango. I'd buy both, I would, to be honest. But the mango over the certainly the mango over the other one. Do I think I could drink 10 cop apples in a no, no. One had me wobbling. I like the sours that are more fruity, not just full on flipping sour, but the ones where you're getting the fruit flavours. Like your old Fruity and Bacchus, they're a bit tarty, a bit sour. The Vault City beers aren't trying to go, too in your face sour. What they're doing, they're introducing you to full on fruit beers. I think they're more full on fruit than they are, full on sour. I've tasted a lot of sours now, and that for me is where they're going. And if you're after a certain fruit and they've done it, I would say jump on board. North Fruit triple fruited ghost bits. Oh, right. I picked up a North one this morning. Oh, salted lime sour. God, I hope that's not nasty. You've never had a Vault City beer? Yeah, met some good beers, mate. This is their third and fourth beer in Tesco's, not in any other supermarket, not yet. No. Yeah, definitely worth a punt. Now, Castle Rock told me not to, but when do I ever listen to anybody else? Can you add food dye to own? That is something I'm not sure of. Favorite beer? Oh, difficult. I would say my homebrew last night is probably one of my favorite beers I've ever tasted, and that's a homebrew, not a bloody commercial. Oh well, it just so North don't want to supply to small bottom shops. I think that's a silly mistake. I think. Don't really go to Tesco. We shop at Tesco in Arliam. Yeah, Mark, it, it's if you like fruit beers. If you like a fruit, say me, I like a strawberry beer or strawberries, and they do a strawberry, what they call a strawberry sour, but it's more or less a strawberry flavored beer with a little bit of tartness in it. I, it's worth a try. If there's a flavour that you like, then it's worth a punt. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. But if you do like it and there's other flavours, then worth trying. But no efforts into supermarkets, right? Yeah. Can't afford to shop in Tesco's. Jesus Christ, I think Tesco's are probably the cheapest these days. Morrison's have gone from being one of the cheapest to probably the most expensive. I go there and it's like, Jesus Christ, the price. Yeah, definitely summer bits. Yeah, definitely good summer bits. So yeah, this bottle is about 13 years old, so I've been told. It's 5.5%. It's still crystal clear. And I'm going to review it one night and see if it makes me ill. I've been told not to review. I'm not going to do a live review in case it makes me spew. And I can just delete the review. but, but they charge you £4.90 a bottle. Jesus Christ, bobbing bastards. What was the size of the bottle? Homemade Canadian blonde. Yeah, club cards. Club cards is just Tesco's way of making sure they know what you're buying. And they're not that. You don't reckon much to the Belgian, do you, Bel? How long have you had it? Do I like Southern Comfort? Not really. No. For 330 ml, 490. Ouch. When they can get it for £1 a bottle. Oh. Yeah, the Belgian do Bell. I think it's one of them that will grow on you. It depends, really. You know, you've got to like Belgian beers in the first place. And then you've got to like that style. Very, very dangerous brewing anything that you're not really keen on the style of beer. 3 weeks. Been all right back now. I mean, I like it. I find Belgian Dubels an acquired taste, to be honest. That what the micro brew? Yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. Yeah, I need my guts to be ready for it. Red Stripe. I like Red Stripe. Yeah, I don't mind that. See, I come from a background of doing. Good evening, SPG. I come from a background which was lagers and traditional beers. Bit too smoky. Rightio. Yeah, that might have been a thing then. Getting that. Still 37 pints. It's still neckable. Home brewing's took off since COVID. Let's be fair. Home brewing's took off massively. All the home brew shops I know have had to ramp up their stock, and they're still selling shed loads. People have swapped massively to home brew. Mine's in a bottle, my Belgian Dubel. So hopefully it'll age. I'm not in a rush to drink it, to be honest. It's the Imperial Stouts that I am in a rush to drink, but I've got to be careful because one, ABV, and two, not on a school night. The problem is these days I'm working 6 days, so I'm very limited on days I can actually have a good drink and not worry about how much I've drank. Plus the wife guilt trips me every time I get drunk or tipsy. So yeah, you feel guilty every time I get drunk nowadays. It's I don't know what she's going to do at the craft beer festival when I'm steaming, but there you go. You know, these things happen, don't they? Can't all be good all the year, all the year through. I've got to think about a stag do at some stage. That was the one thing I did not do. Price of ingredients isn't cheap, no, and especially if you start playing with the what's the name, with the kids, a bit like what I'm doing at the moment, the Imperial Stout. I mean, I'm hoping to get money permitting. I'm hoping to get the Love Brewing barley wine kit this month, and I'm going to go down the road, like I've said before, of doing 20 pints, brewing it first, splitting it into 2 20 pints, and then adding cherries and plums, cherries to one and plums to the other, and see how that goes. See if it what it works out like. My only doubt is if it tastes shit, then I'll be gutted because I've wasted quite a bit of money. Leave it to the professionals to make your beer. Yeah, mate, I'm looking forward to the craft beer festival. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the whole day. Already said to the wife that because she won't come down till about 6 o'clock. I want to be in there early doors, and especially if I can snag early and get in there early, and speak to a few breweries, wink, wink, and try and get in early doors, and sample some beers, have a look around the place, take a few videos of each of the breweries, and maybe even chat. I'd love to do. Do you know if I was brave enough? It's all about being brave. Yeah, yeah. Not even a snifter of a collab recently. Yeah, nothing since last August. Maybe getting pissed up last August one good. Yeah, yeah. I didn't drink at the Lincoln Green one. Good evening, David. Yeah, I didn't drink at the Lincoln Green one, so I was good all day there. I had to drive home, so I couldn't drink. Did snag a free bottle. Took a day off work though, and I bloody grafted as well. It was a full-on graft. No, wife didn't get drunk yesterday. No, I bloody did. What I did yesterday, come down the shed and did an Imperial Start beer review. Didn't end well. I was steaming afterwards. Absolutely walloped me. The artisan lager stunk like a swine, and at one stage, put the hops in, it came out brilliant in the end. Funny how that happened. And it did taste pretty decent. I've still got some of that, to be honest. How many cups of tea? Yeah, I've still got some pear wine down here as well. Yeah. And I've got a bottle of the artisan. So yeah, there's the artisan wine from last year. Worst beer you've had? Difficult question. Difficult. I actually think it was probably one of these microbrew beers. It was either that bloody mango one from the other week or the Christmas one, the Christmas pudding one. Bloody hell, both were absolutely. And I've got no hopes that this is going to be decent. The bubblegum in one at Lidl last year. Can't remember drinking that. Ninkazi, yeah, that was definitely right at the top as well. Yeah. It's not farmhouse, it's shit house. I remember that review. One of them reviews that you know some reviews you don't remember. Been hammered on Tiger before. The mass produced stuff is good for some people, but if you want flavour, then no, it isn't. I mean, this is head and shoulders way above anything that Carlsberg or Budweiser did. Good evening, Shark. How are you, matey? But in the UK, Tiger's probably made by one out of Carlsberg or Carling anyway in the UK. A lot of it's produced over here because they aren't shipping it all the way from China anyway. Oakham Citra is that? I think it depends on with all beers. I think it depends on how your palate is at the time because I've had beers that tasted amazing one day. In the sun, you'll crack open a Carling, it tastes amazing. Middle of winter, you're in your house, crack open a Carling, you're like, what's this? And there's a time and a place for every beer. Free glass for the Six Nations Rugby Union. Win. I mean, for me, Guinness, the Americans, they've got the best side of Guinness because Guinness over there is just simply outstanding. They can brew what they like. We seem to get all the shite in this country. Although my mate went to Ireland last week, went to the Guinness brewery, and he's picked up a bourbon barrel aged Guinness that's 9.5%. So looking forward to getting some of that. I'm definitely going to review it, even if it's at his ass. Yeah, beers always do seem to taste better in the lagers taste better in the summer. It's simple as that, isn't it? Irish border police piss in the barrel. Never know. Surroundings, temperature, what you've had before, all these things matter. To do to do comparison videos, you've got to be drinking the same beer at the same time, then obviously with beers, you know, can you get a bad batch or a slightly off batch? You're not telling me that there's been Carling or any of these big breweries have sent beer, lagers and beers to supermarkets, and it's not quite what they know. Carling Premier. Could have sworn I seen that the other day. Unless I was dreaming. Might be dreaming. You never know these days, dreaming. But... So, really enjoyed that. And I'm not reviewing it or anything because, to be fair, I've reviewed it about 3 times now and it gets old. Probably Benjamin. I mean, in the summer months, I do use the fridge. I'll put the fridge on to keep some of the best beers in the fridge. But in the winter, spring, autumn, and winter, it's that cold in here that it's a good temperature for them anyway. Referred to as totally different. Surprising, isn't it? I suppose it also depends who's brewing it on that particular day at the breweries. Because you'll guarantee. When I was at Lincoln Green, they good evening, Mike. When I was at Lincoln Green, they brewed as one of their core beers. I think it's Archer, and it went into the pub. Somebody was drinking it, and he Colin Premier said, "Yeah, I thought I seen it in Home Bargains the other week. I'll have to pick it up and review it." I'll have to. Yeah, I would have thought that the mega breweries would use automated processors. Cheers, matey. Up at 3 a.m, eh? Oof, up at 5:30 for me. A flat creamy Carly. It's wank. So yeah, Baltica. We'll not mention where this is from. Well, originally at least. Although you watch the news, and it's I thought Russia wanted to re put their bloke in charge of that country, in charge of Ukraine. It looks like they're just going to fucking demolish Ukraine at this rate. Idiots. But what can you do? So yeah, Baltica 7, 5.4%. So nice. Green bottle lager, scum. Yes. Imported from St. Petersburg. Yeah, right. So anyway, you're up at 3:15 as well tomorrow. Good evening, Brett. Hey, doing well, mate. Doing well. Hope you're good and the family's well. Oh, Springs there. Baltica Dark Lager. Never seen that. No, I've not seen that. I need to go to some further. One of these days, I need to do Trembling Madness beer hall. Spend 100 quid in there and get a load of stuff that I've not had or never seen before. I haven't done it for a while. I tend to stick to the same places a lot of the time because it's cheaper. Off work for 12 days. Hey, Budvar Dark Lager. I'm sure I've had Budvar Dark. So that does ring a bell. So that's carbonation going off here. A little whitehead. Oh, certainly hitting home. Mary Jane tea. I'm not really keen on the non-alcoholic, you know. Good evening, Dane. It's very hard sometimes on my phone to see the comments. The comments are proper dinkum. So I'm because it's StreamYard, I see a smaller version of me, and the comments are really small. Apologies if I'm wincing at the camera now and again. I've just had to go on Instagram and do some tagging of breweries, and then I had to get the wife's glasses because some of the writing was so chuffing small. What am I? Baltica. So I notice it's number 7. I've never seen any other numbers of it. I would suppose at some stage there's more numbers, but oh, do you book a holiday this year with what's going off in the world? It's you don't know if you can book anything, can you? I mean, the holiday companies must be thinking, bloody hell, is it? We need to go. Me and the wife need to go back down to Neon Raptor. The lad down there who looks after the tap room, owed Rory. He's the I think he must be the tap room manager, but he's also a beer reviewer on YouTube, and he's proper funny. No, I wasn't. No, Bière Dior. Don't remember it. Yeah, that's. Are you over the Rona yet? In Spain. Yeah, we're hoping to get back to Spain. I mean, we love the Catalonia end of Spain. You know, not far away from Barcelona and Portaventura, the theme park. We absolutely love that. But obviously, at the moment, this next year, we're knackered anyway. We're saving up for a wedding, renewal of the vows. So that's just absolutely wiped every last little penny of my money away. And cheap beers from Tesco's. To be like I say, to be fair, these days I only buy beers in single amounts. I'll only buy one of each, and pray to God that it's not a box ticking beer that I really love, because then the chance of me ever tasting it again is gone. At least you've got the antibodies to it now, mate. There's one thing to look at, isn't it? You know, if you've not had the vaccine, if you have or haven't had the vaccine, you've now got antibodies, supposedly. But I think it's already disappeared now. I think that it's just like a common flu, where flu takes people anyway. I mean, when you look at the statistics for flu, it takes like 650,000 a year anyway, kills that many. And it makes you wonder if COVID had been left to run riot, how much it would have took. But obviously, you'll never know. Um, just a cold for your son, stepson. It's strange because in my house, my son had it. My older son, he had it. My younger son, he had it. My younger son has autism. He's given us cuddle. Good evening, Craig. He's given us cuddles all the time because of being autistic. Has got this thing where he needs to be giving you cuddles and all that sort of thing. And he'd blow in my face because, you know, likes to take the piss out of his dad. And he'd like go in your face. So I would have breathed in COVID anyway, and yet we never got it. Fucking balmy, isn't it? And then they're scaring the shit out of you on the telly, saying, you know, everything to do with it. And it's like, oh, God, that's scary. And yeah, crazy, crazy. It's a funny old thing. So have you noticed this year, if you're watching the beer streams and that, and social media, the amount of beer festivals this year is absolutely bloody stunning. There's that many beer festivals. Yeah, and I think that's what's happened now, isn't it, Bolton? It's just getting weaker and weaker. But it wants to go over to Russia and be a super virulent version. Eh? Let's not talk about that. So, going down well, even though I know where it's from. But all about the lager. Sometimes it's nice to deviate. If you drink the same beer every day, not good. You need to try different styles. And sometimes flipping from cider to lager to sours to all different types of beer. I mean, I went into Craftworks in Sherwood yesterday, and there were some beers in there, never seen them before. And I also need to try the Rochefort, whatever, however you pronounce the bloody thing, beers, because they're beers that are obviously world famous. I don't think I've actually reviewed any of them. And in my journey of beers, it's something I need to do. Obviously, traditional beers. I've drank near enough everything that's in supermarkets, near enough. If I haven't reviewed it, I've drank it. And so trying more Belgian beers and like I say, Trappist beers, German, and then even East European beers, although maybe not at the moment. But yeah, trying stuff from all over. Different. Great. See you later, mate. Hope you're well. 52 minutes in, just over the hour tonight. I'm going to go up the house, get some food, because work in the morning at 5:30. And I've never been in a job where I'm not bothered about taking days off. And it's strange. Now, normally, all of us in jobs, you can't wait for your weekend or your days off. I never been in a job where I'm not bothered if I'm at work or not. Strange, really is strange. It's an unusual, after all my life, it's an unusual. Good evening, Adam. I tell you what, at the start of the season, mate, I thought Houghton was going to be a good manager for us. He is a good manager. And for whatever reason at Forest, shit. And we've had a lot of managers like that who came to Forest and was shit. I mean, Karanka was a good manager, but I don't know what happened there. And at the start of the season, we were crap. 7 games in, we're relegation fodders. Fodder, rather. All right. And now we've got Liverpool on Sunday. And normally you'd think, oh, whipping boys, we're going to get a pasting. But this team is playing like a team. You look back at Nottingham Forest in 1977-78 when we stormed the Premiership at that, Division One Premiership at that time. It was a team of a load of lads joined together as a team. This team are joining together. Cooper has done an amazing job of joining this team together. Yeah, we had the odd blip, but they learn from it and they move on. and improve. And Reading are a team we usually mess up against. We always mess up against teams at the bottom of the league. It's our thing. And yeah, to wallop them 4-0, 17 seconds the first goal. It's like, wow. And we just Keenan Davis. I looked at his what he was beforehand, and he didn't look that great, to be honest. But he's playing bloody well for the fair. To be fair. Oh, do you know the first part of the joke? Then I thought, didn't get that. Oh, Salah's injured. So they say. So they say. I mean, let's be fair. The grand scheme of things, as a Forest fan, we want to get in the Premiership. We want to be up there with the big boys, playing football week in, week out, and surviving, and then attempting to get up to the above the middle of the league, and further on with the right team. The right team, you will always. Good evening, Jim. How are you, matey? What's your take on the old Russian situation? It looks like they're just going to wipe Ukraine out, don't it? I mean, I thought Russia wanted to put their own bloke in charge, the old Prime Minister of Russia. But at the moment, there's going to be fuck all to go back to. And it just looks to me like they're just going to destroy the country. Although they're going to lose a lot of men and be skinned at the end of it. Let's hope China keep the bloody mitts out of it. Sanctions against China on the cards next. Hey, it does make you wonder what's going on over there. As for Forest, oh my God. I mean, if we were to beat Liverpool, could you imagine a championship team winning the FA Cup? For Forest, we haven't won the FA Cup since 1959. And I think we've won it twice, if memory serves me correct. I'm not 100% sure. I think we won it in 18 something. And yeah, I know, mate. Log. And I had to get rid of it tonight. So I thought I'll do a quick. I didn't get anything in. I thought, well, I'm going to drink Tiger and chemical weapons will be disgusting. You would hope that somebody in that country would assassinate that person, but I think Ukraine have done an amazing job in what they've done so far. They've certainly taught Russia a lesson so far. Benjamin, I'm wondering the same thing, mate. Now, if you're in charge of the military in any country now, you're watching each and everything that's going on. You would send your submarines close by. You would have aircraft that are ready for anything. And you would say to countries, you look at that side, you look at that side, you look at that side. And, this doesn't make Russia look that great. Or are they playing possum? But they're playing possum and they're looking like cunts. And they're looking like cunts at the moment, to be honest, aren't they? In the grand scheme of things, they're not looking great. I thought in them first 3 or 4 days that they, especially when they sent that 40-mile bloody armada of tanks in, that they were going to just storm it. But I think they've, with all the weapons that have got to the Ukraine, I suppose they've got to Ukraine. They're actually quite well, you would have thought, well supplied. Let's hope not, Mark. Scary times. You would think that at some stage somebody would, I mean, at the moment you're only 4 minutes away from it anyway, aren't you? fucking scary when you think about it. The one bloke's got the power to ruin the earth. Yeah, let's hope not. I've got grandkids, you know. I want to see. I want to get old myself. Yeah, older than what I am. Yeah. Yeah. When I see people live to 90 and 100. Yeah, could you imagine? I agree, Jim. Can you imagine them going into and just wiping out 40 miles? But yeah, oh, summer's around the corner. And to be honest, I'm joking. Looking forward to sampling the rest of my Wraggy Avenue Imperial Stouts. The first one last night was amazing. And, you know, to say I'm only an amateur home brewer and a crap on that. When that beer tasted as good as it did, and it flipping did, and make no mistake about it, it tasted absolutely amazing. God, I know about it. The rest of them, I'm going to do them over the next few weeks. It's all right. It's another Weald lager. Forget where it's from, obviously, but it's another Weald lager. It is an okay lager, to be honest, you know, without bringing anything into any politics or about that. It's okay for what it is. It's drinkable. Got a bit more bite, certainly than a lot of other lagers. Don't think it's skunked or anything. No, it's tasting pretty decent, to be fair. So, looking forward to the week ahead, beer review wise. I won't buying any beers because I'm trying to get rid of the beer wall. So I'm trying to condense it all down to 2 shelves, only ever 2 shelves. And today I've gone and bought 12, 16, 19 new beers. So that that didn't work out well, did it? 19 new beers in a day. I think I only review about between 15 and 18 beers a week now anyway. Don't review as much as I did. I've got to the stage where I'm not reviewing overly, you know, big amounts. Stella unfiltered. Yeah. um, I haven't seen the Stella unfiltered yet, so it's something that I need to try. I mean, I picked up this from Sainsbury's. So a salted lime sour. It depends, matey. It depends on the beer itself. You know, stouts and porters, room temperature's king. A lot of other beers, cooler. So, but it also depends on yourself. You know, I think traditional beers are better warm at room temperature. I know. Do you ever review out date beer that's a year out of date? Cognac barrel aging. I love these barrel aged stuff. Yeah. I mean, I've added brandy and whiskey to my imperial stout just to see what it's like and see where it goes. But yeah, I'm loving all this barrel aged stuff. Um, Ice cold beers. Asda are selling the Stella. I've not been to Asda for a while, so I'll have to pop down and see what it's like. Yeah, that's something with beers where they ought to have on the beer itself perfect temperature. Drink this at this temperature for perfect, you know, drinkability. I mean, I got this beer as well, the Porn Star Martini Ale. Different. 4.6%, 350 a can though, so not the cheapest. Sainsbury's. A DDH from Brew by Numbers, and again, hazy, soft, juicy. I like Brew by Numbers. I like their darker beers, if I'm being honest. And like I say, from Fierce Brewing, Maple Pancake. Ooh. Barrel aged beer video from Denmark. Thing is with the barrel aged stuff, it's bloody expensive. And Thornbridge, they do some amazing beers, and I really need to get there. Sam Smith's put drinking temps on there. Oh, rightio. I need to get more Sam Smiths. I'm well out of the run with Sam Smith. I think I've only reviewed one. Yeah, barrel aged stuff. It's got to be the way, hasn't it? The only problem is the price. It's the price that kills you. I'd like to get a small barrel myself, or even get a. Again, you wouldn't want to get a large barrel because one, I'd have to brew multiple kits and put it in, and then the cost of it all, I don't think I could afford it. But so for me, like using chips, I mean, if you could get cognac barrel chips that you put into like an imperial stout and then leave it for a year in a plastic barrel, and then after a year, then bring it out, that'd be interesting. I did look at chips the other day, predominantly for wine, but obviously, yeah, I've seen bourbon chips, oak chips, but you imagine cognac barrel chips, whiskey barrel chips. All these things would be very interesting to put into a brew to get that, you know, as near to something without actually putting it in a whiskey barrel. I've always been tempted to buy one of these whiskey barrels, praying that there's half a barrel of bloody whiskey left in. I'm thinking on a homebrew cost, mate. You know, I know what you're saying, but I'm thinking on a home. You know, if you was home brewing it for breweries, they can afford to go big. For the likes of me, call it me, chips, you know, at £6 a packet would be on top of the kit that I'm making. Would be interesting. You live in Glasgow, it's all expensive. Bloody expensive in Nottingham at the moment. I tell you, petrol and diesel. Oh my god! And I'll have to start taking holidays every week just to make sure that I'm not going to work 5 days a week. Or say to the boss, cognac, barrel aged imperial plum wine sour. I will be doing a plum, I don't know about plum wine, but certainly a plum imperial stout. It's on my radar. Plum imperial stout, banoffee imperial stout, butterscotch imperial stout. They're the three imperial stouts I want to do next. But I'm also thinking of a plum barley wine, and a cherry barley wine, funnily enough. I've got some amazing beers on the floor that are aging now. These imperial stouts with whiskey Kahlua, French brandy, uh, oh, caramel vodka, um, and I think a Tia Maria imperial stout. Oh, brilliant. Oh, right. I'm nearly at that time where one, I'm going to get a bollocking if I'm down the shed too long, and it's on a work night as well. So work in the morning, 5:30 in the morning, killer. But I do like my work, which is a good thing. So if I didn't like it, it would be a real killer. God, 2 years ago, at this moment, 2 years ago, Jesus, I used to hate going to work. Really, absolutely hate every single flipping day. Not great. But been another good night talking to people. Thank you everyone for joining in. Those who are here now, those who are here have already gone, and those who are here later. And been another great night. This was a bit of a rushed Wraggys Taproom, but Thursday night, St. Patrick's night. My wife comes from Londonderry, so St. Patrick's night means a lot to our family. Although I ain't got a green flag, so I've stuffed it there. I think that's the same with everywhere at the moment. Prices have gone up. This is where brewing your own is getting a lot more interesting, especially if you like a certain brand or style of beer. If you can brew your own, like if you're big on imperial stouts, brewing your own imperial stout, albeit not cheap to start off with to brew it. You're looking at quite a outlay. But when you think that an imperial stout is like £6 upwards a bottle, to brew your own for £1 a pint is a much better proposition. And yeah, what am I drinking for Paddy's Day? Something I've already reviewed. I'm trying to clear the stock that I've got, so nothing Irish actually, unless I get the money I've spent this weekend at work, and maybe try and pick up some Irish beers. But again, supermarkets are not full of Irish beers, so basically I'm probably going to pick up a couple of strong beers, maybe a 1698 and some. I need to get to Waitrose at some stage, but Waitrose is so far away now that it's a pain in the arse. Yeah. You can brew for 20p a pint. Yeah, you can. Yeah, it don't taste that great at that price, but yeah, you can brew cheap. I mean, you can brew juice wine at something daft like 30p a bottle, and that's a 750ml bottle. So you can brew beer and wine cheap. I've done plenty of it. Some of it worked, some of it didn't. Prune wine, well, that was something special. That was looked like diarrhea. Didn't taste that great. Got you drunk. Fair play. And if you drank too much, yep, you knew about it. And sadly, that's it. I'm going to have to go back up the house, go and get some dinner. Starving. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for joining in. See you soon.